Good evening and welcome to today's Market Watch and analysis. I'm going to be doing a top-down analysis beginning with the dollar index. I always begin my analysis with the dollar index, that's the DXY, because knowing what the dollar will do will guide you into knowing what other currencies will do, especially currencies paired with the dollar. So DXY, based off the Ichimoku, is still bullish. We're going to be using the Ichimoku cloud analysis and all that type of analysis to to watch the market this evening. Remember also it's Easter, so expect some kind of no movement or less or very minimal volatility because yeah, minus the coronavirus and all of the lockdown and isolation and quarantine going on, it's it's still Easter, so expect less volatility and bigger spreads. So you might want to stay off trading tomorrow and Tuesday and see how the market goes on Wednesday. But this is just for us to analyze the market and see what we should expect or will be expecting this week. So for dollar, based on the Ichimoku, we're still seeing that it's bullish on the monthly time frame. On my previous video, I did talk about using the Ichimoku indicator to spot the trend of the market. If you've not seen that video, go back and watch it. It's very insightful and it will help level up your trading game. So based off this, we're still seeing that this is a bullish structure. But when you take out the Ichimoku, I'm seeing something because aside a trading Ichimoku, I'm also very heavy on trading market structures, charts, and all of that. So take out the Ichimoku, there is a structure that kind of caught my eye while I was looking at this. Now, at this point where the market is, we're naturally expecting it to find resistance. We're naturally expecting the market to get to a point where it's psychologically um, impossible, so to speak, for it to continue to rise. So we're expecting the market to do a drop, to dip, and all of that. But looking at this very simple structure of impulse correction, to see how the market did a very massive drop and it's still correcting. Yeah, the impulse was great because bigger the impulse, bigger the correction. So the correction is still ongoing. So minus that, which we've seen for a while now, and the market is still pretty much levitating around the zone. Minus that, there is a potential M formation at this point. Remember, this is the monthly time frame. So there's a potential M formation at this point. See the double top pattern, the M patterns at this point. And so this, technically speaking, is a bearish structure. All right. This is a bearish structure. And we can also see kind of like a very small bearish harmonic pattern right here. And all of this is signaling that this market is still bearish as bearish markets go. So if the TXY is bearish, means the euro dollar would be bullish. So dollar, generally speaking, on the monthly time frame, if you drop down to lower time frame, it's just for you to look for entries. Dollar, technically speaking, is still bearish. So we're still expecting the dollar to be bearish. But one of the reasons why the dollar is still gaining based on fundamental analysis because people need money, right? There is isolation, there's quarantine, there is fear, people are afraid, so everybody's holding on to money, everybody's holding money, so there is a demand for the dollar. So that in itself is making the dollar, gain of strength. But by the time we begin or start hearing positive news about the coronavirus, about all of the things that governments are doing to return things to normal, then we should expect the market to play out the way it's supposed to play out. So dollar is still bearish based on technical analysis. So you want to buy small. So Euro USD last week we did buy and we closed out in profits. Well, we might also look for another entry opportunity this week. But I'll advise that you don't, if you've not bought yet, or if you didn't buy last week, you don't want to rush into buy euro dollar because of the 4 hours time frame. I saw something minus all of this structure that I shared a while ago. On the 4 hours time frame, I saw something which is potentially going to lead to a drop in the euro USD this week potentially. Now here is a structure that looks like a bullish. It's still in motion, but it looks like a bullish Gartley or crab butterfly pattern. So it could end up being a godly if it falls from this point. You can see how the market closed on Friday. So if this point holds so that price reacts at this point, then we should expect to see a potential harmonic godly pattern, or we could see a crab pattern or a butterfly pattern, right? So at this point right here, so the reason why I drew the sell up to this point, because these are the likely levels where the market dropped to. Another thing to also look at is that on the monthly time frame, there is a very big bullish harmonic pattern that will likely play out also. So EU, although the big picture is for it to be bullish, but it still has some levels to fill up before it begins to sell. All right, still has some levels to fill up before it begins to sell. And on the BTMM template that we have on MetaTrader 4, you can see that also for the looking at it on the 4 hour time frame. This is euro dollar, right? And this is daily time frame. So looking at it on the daily time frame, you see how the market closed last week. Price is pretty much. Let me blow this out. Let me blow this out. All right. So there is kind of like a constriction. The market is. It hasn't really broken the catch up. It hasn't really taken it out. It's just pretty much grazing it on the 4 hour time frame. Well, on the 15 minutes time frame, we did break the catch up and see what happened before the market closed. Price returned all the way back down, like massive drop. So this is a clear indication that we might see a lot of sales for Euro USD this week. We might see a lot of sales for Euro USD this week because it is at the sell zone based off this market maker template. But I'm not looking to sell because when it comes to trading and stuff like this, I don't sell when the market is potentially bullish. I don't take sales like this. I'd rather just watch it, hold off, and just keep an eye on it. Now, one of the reasons why Euro USD might also sell is the oil news. All right, Euro is also being affected by the oil news. If there is positivity in oil, you might see some strength in Euro. So dollar is being strengthened by the coronavirus fears, and Euro is being threatened by the oil war, so to speak. So Euro USD might be pressured this week. Yeah, pressured, that's the word. So look to buy it. That's just the summary of all of this story all of this English I've been speaking since. Look to buy euro dollar, but don't just go buying it. But look for levels to buy it. Let me go back to trading view. Where are you? So look for levels where you can buy this. Stop sharing. Share. So these are my levels. These are the possible levels where you should look to buy it. Either 1.07 or 1.06. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell that drop. If the drop happens, great. That'll give me an opportunity to enter. But will I sell the drop? No. Now, it's also possible that the drop may not happen. So the drop may or may not happen. So it's also possible that it may not happen. If it doesn't happen, all well and good. But if it does happen, to give you a better entry, to give you a better opportunity. So what will you do as a trader? What's your zone? Somebody asked a question in the group that seeing the analysis, are we now to sell gold? And someone said it's better you look for reasons to sell. So you should always look for reasons to sell. It's one thing to see the big picture that okay, Euro USD is bullish. It's another thing to know where you enter from. So always look for best places to enter from, right? Because if you don't enter well, you just go and you have a sleepless night when the trades start giving you drawdown. That thing can pain somebody very well. So always look for clean entries, better entries that will give you peace of mind. So don't buy now. Wait to see all of this play out. Let it drop. In fact, I personally would like to see it drop real good, and then buy it all the way back up. So gold also is also being pressured. There is very little or no volatility as far as gold is concerned. Unlike gold, which is one of those instruments that when you take the trade, you have to monitor it so it doesn't go way too much into a lot of drawdowns. But gold is giving us a lot of spikes, a lot of weeks, and all means that there is not much going on. But on the higher time frame, say daily, for example, the structure is already there. I've seen the structure a while ago, so I won't take out the structure until it plays out. That level, gold is still holding on to that level, still holding on to that zone and it hasn't taken it out yet. Now I'm going to turn on the Ichimoku. I'm going to turn on the Ichimoku indicator, and let's see the trend as far as gold is concerned. So the trend is still a bullish one. So the trend is still bullish. No indicator yet. The zone is still marked. It hasn't taken out the zone. So these are the zones we're watching it on. There is a bearish harmonic pattern here, and there's a bullish potential harmonic pattern waiting to play out. So what we've seen the big picture. The indicator has not told us to sell yet, so we're not selling. The V bottom is complete. This is the point where it's completing to. So there's a possibility that the market is threatening this level. So until it takes out this level and gives us a clear confirmation that the level is out, how do we know? It breaks it, does a retest, and then and closes nicely. So there we can say our buy can continue. But other than that, we're still looking at this level, and we're still going to keep an eye on this level until the level plays out. So how we know that the sell will hold? Still the same thing. See your wicks, see your railroad track, see your candlestick pattern, your candlestick formation, or you could just go to 15 minutes time frame to look for where you enter from. This is your Ichimoku. I did a video on that, so go watch it if you haven't, so that you understand how you can use the Ichimoku to enter your market or to trade, because the Ichimoku is one of those top indicators that will up your trading game. Finally, I'm going to talk about. Okay, let me use this person. So finally, I'm going to talk about the Euro Swissy on the BTMM template. The Euro Swissy, yeah, somebody said he really hates the currency. Well, it's not really one of those very popular currencies that excites you, but when it wants to play out, it plays out. It plays out like crazy, and he doesn't even think twice about it. So for Euro Chef, the reason why I'm still keeping my eye on it is because it's got a very good structure. So that even if you're brand new to Forex, even if you've never traded technical analysis before, by looking at it, you will know that this market will likely do X, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H at some point. So currently the market is potentially looking to give us, we're expecting to see a very clean double bottom formation right here. Until we see that double bottom formation, I personally will not take a trade, alright? So the template is here. When you set it out, there is a lot of indications to let us know that this market is at the peak level low or peak formation low. So what we want to see now is a double bottom confirmation to buy. So when this buy is ready, it's going to be a very, very long term buy. See how this sell took forever? That's how the buy will take forever. So when the buy is ready, it's going to be a very massive, good, clean swing trade opportunity buy. But before that, you might want to hold off buying it so that you don't go and bury yourself in it. Another beautiful thing about this is that it's got positive swap. So even if you're swinging it, your broker is not really charging you. Anyway, depending on your broker, anyway. But for me, EuroChef is one of those pairs I like to swing. I like to position trade with because it's got positive swap, so I get paid to hold it. So I could hold it for 6 months, and at the end of when I close it, they would have paid me like $15 or $20 just for holding the trade. So to me, it's a win-win situation. I'm holding a profitable trade, and I'm also being paid to hold that trade. All right. So if you have any currency you've been looking at, you've been eyeing, you've been wondering about, and you like us to look at it, feel free to drop it on the chat before we wrap up this session. So the dollar is still bearish. The dollar is still bearish. I'm still seeing the dollar to be bearish. But as long as the coronavirus continues to scare people, the dollar will still be strong because people will still need to keep money, to have money, to hold money, because that's like the only thing that you can see as being safe and being real. So the dollar will still be strong, but the technical analysis bias is that it's meant to be a sell. So euro dollar, the technical analysis is that it's meant to be a buy. Euro odd. I think I saw something for euro odd. Yeah. Let me just quickly look at it. Saw something for euro odd. Alright, so a lot of people sold euro odd. US oil. yes, whatever is happening to Euro USD is also going to happen to AUD USD, NZD USD. The only difference is that one will be moving faster than the other. So as far as trading goes this period, the odds doesn't really have good data. So even if we're seeing bullishness for Euro dollar, AUD is also going to be a buy. NZD USD will be a buy. But AUD USD will be moving super slow on a normal day, like normal, nothing is happening, everything is going on well in the world. Australian dollar, United States dollar is usually a very slow pair. All right. So AUD, Euro USD is bullish, AUD USD will be bullish, NZD USD will be bullish, like that. So whatever I see for Euro, for EU, you see the same thing for AU and AU. So okay, USL, we'll look at it. So a lot of people sold Euro odds last year and made a lot of money. So based on the Ichimoku strategy, you can see how Euro odd has broken the 10 content, the red line. And the red line, we said that the red line serves as a minor support and resistance line. So look at that clean, beautiful break. And it also broke the Kijun. So broken it out. So what I want to see now, but when the market opens this week, we want to see a retest, right? So this was a break, another break. So we want to see a retest. We want to see price return to either test the Kijun or test the Tenkan. So it's either going to test this or it test this. So that's always how we sell. Yeah, we join the sell. So when we see the test here, confirm the sell or confirm the sell here, we take the trade. Other than that, you just chill. All right, because currently the market is approaching the cloud. And one thing I forgot to mention in video is that when you see very thin clouds like this, very very thin clouds, it means that it is likely going to break it. When the cloud is very thin, there really is no strong force, strong momentum. So there's a big chance that market will break it. So Euro odd, wait for retest and then you take your sell if you so wish. Because looking at the big picture, let's even take out the Ichimoku. The big picture of as far as Euro Australian dollar is concerned, the big picture is a sell, right? On the monthly time frame is actually at the point where we should expect the market to begin to drop. So see, take a look at that. It's a beautiful sell right there. So all you need to do is just wait for that retest, see your confirmation. So what are your entry triggers? One of the things I always talk about in my classes and even when I'm chatting with you guys on Telegram is that you should always know why you're entering the trade. That somebody posted a chart doesn't mean you should just go and enter it. You should know why you're entering the trade. You should know what you need to see. So that's what we call entry triggers. Always have your entry triggers. Always know them before you trade them. All right. So U.S. oil. U.S. oil currently is fully operated on fundamentals. All right. There are lots of clamoring between Russia, Saudi, or which people. So there is a lot of ups and downs as far as US oil is concerned. But based off the news, I think there is some kind of I think they've reached the middle point. So technically we should expect to see some bullish move or some bullishness as far as US oil is concerned. So technically speaking, it's ready to go bullish. But fundamentally speaking, we need to chill. I personally want to swing this to be a very long-term buy, right? To be a long-term buy. I personally want to invest in it. So this would be like an investment because people who trade oil, you don't just come in and say you just want to do intraday on oil. You want to, you know, throw in those lot sizes. For my broker, you could use 1.0 even on $50 or $100. You could use 2.0, you could use 3.0. On binary, you can even use 40, 50, all these lot sizes. It's just crazy. It's not your regular 10 cent per pip lot size like you have in currencies. The the pip value is different compared to currencies. So it's one of those pairs that you don't want to say, okay, I want to use 0.01. Your broker might not even accept 0.01. And even if they do, you might just be seeing pennies, cents. You could wait for 5 days and you've only made 20 cents. It doesn't really make sense. If you want to trade this, it means that you want to invest in it. So you could use lot sizes like 0.5, 0.8, 1.0, 2.0, to trade it. So before you go into it, be sure you're seeing something really good. So the bias is bullish. Like I'm seeing a bullish structure right here. Yeah, something looks like a harmonic pattern. Let's measure it out and see if it will give us a harmonic structure. And if it does, then we can begin to watch that zone at that point. All right, so US oil is bullish. All you need to do is look for where you enter from. So on the 15 minutes time frame, look for entry. So there is a bullish harmonic pattern here. There's a bullish harmonic pattern here, but personally, I like to wait to see it at this point. I like to wait to see it at this point. So let's say keep an eye out for 15. I don't think so. But then again, you never know. You never know. So the possibility that we might actually see it at 15. Let's try this. Okay, so that's possible. So we might actually see it drop all the way to $15. Who knows? Very possible. But nonetheless, let's drop to 15 minutes and see if there's an entry trigger there. Let's even go to 1 hour. See if there's an entry trigger on 1 hour. So the bias is bullish, but wait for a nice entry. Always spot good entries. That will help you be in profit forever. Okay, so it's creating lots of gaps. All of this is because of all of the things going on. Lots and lots of gaps. So currently, other than the fact that price broke this level at this point, just wait to see a retest of it. There is a W formation right here, so possibly the market comes here to retest. So other than that, just keep an eye out on it. So you either watch it at this zone or you watch it at this zone. So these are the two possible places where you could watch it from. I'm personally looking at it at this zone. So keep your eye out to see that the market reacts here. So this is your zone to watch. This is your zone to watch. That's your zone to watch based off oil. So the bias is bullish. So look for your entry triggers and take your market. Okay. So the absence of let me see. Yeah, we've already seen the W formation. Have you seen the W formation higher? So let us look at US oil on weekly. Go on line chart on the oil W formation. Have you seen W formation? Unmute your mic. I think you can. Let me unmute you.
Hello, good evening.
Good
Coach.
evening. Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Yeah, if you go on weekly.
On weekly, okay.
If you go on weekly, we are trying to get a W formation. I've been monitoring that trade.
Weekly time frame, right? Okay.
If you look at weekly, online chart, it's already
giving us that
chart. If you look at
already giving us that complete.
Just like you said, it's going to go bullish. Exactly. So I've done it. I think it's already sitting on weekly. It's already sitting on weekly close.
Support, right?
Although it has it has already sitting on weekly close. Just like you said, it's going to go bullish, but we have to watch out for it.
Awesome.
Well, I've done a lot of markup on that. I think that's the only trade I'm really watching out for.
It will be a very good investment. Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to sit on that seriously. I've been watching it.
Absolutely. It will make for a very good trade. Even this one, where there's a small one forming here. So can you see this zone that we marked out? You take a look at this zone that we marked out that we saw in 15 minutes. So it's possible. There's a big chance that price would likely come down to this point again, give us that beautiful bottom W formation, and then take the buy.
And then just go on.
Just take a trade. It's a good one. It's a good investment for the year.
Really watching out for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We missed US30. Yeah. We didn't really stay long in it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't really expect US30 to drop as far as it did. I knew it was going to drop, but the drop was really massive. So oil is one thing that you don't want to miss. Keep an eye out and invest.
It's one thing.
Yes, all right. So in the absence of any other analysis, we're going to wrap this up tonight, and then I wish you all a great, successful trading week. If you have any question, any other analysis, any other buyers, please drop it on the chat, on the Telegram groups that you're rolling, and we'll address them as we see them. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the quarantine, and stay safe.
Stay isolation. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the isolation. All right. Bye.